Ross, tough question first up. Hayden's been reported again. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about it? Look, it's not ideal, but and we had a good. I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything. Obviously, I'm aware, but there's certainly been. There's a good memo come out. It's just timely for me. So from Mark Evans, that first thing is when I'll let a comment. Will he pre or post on any? So I got no comment on actually incident. I didn't see it anyway. And we'll let it run its course. So it is what it is.
Just on Hayden, his performance today, he obviously continued his good form. He has been a very important contributor for you this year.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, no, I think what you're seeing, we're seeing, he's been a very good player. Yeah, so he's a great little small forward who cops a lot of attention, but that's the lot of an AFL competitor. So.
Without reporting on the specific incident, can you just say he seemed to have shown good signs that he'd put some of those acts behind him? Had you seen that from him, that maturity?
Well, I don't know. He's been very good for us. I can only comment on his year, you know. So, to be truthful, I see there's been a report. He's playing very good footy. We'll let that run its course. I really rate Hayden, value Hayden, and every time he's available, I'll pick Hayden. So that's what I think of Hayden. Do you know what I mean? So.
How did you assess the performance overall?
I thought it was a bit scratchy. I thought at times we tried to bully them with the ball. In that, just trying to blast it through everything, and they were good. At times they'd drop off and roll around and all that. And what we just spoke about, just show a little bit more composure and spread the ball, and then that made them pick us up and were able to get forwards isolated a little bit more and pass the ball in the last quarter. So I thought we started really well. I thought defensively we were a bit sloppy on a couple of occasions. We turned the ball over in our D50 with, Mundy and Johnson never turned it over like they did, or very rarely, and today was one of those rare days that it was a little bit costly, but overall you walk away, and they've won 4 games. They beat Carlton Footy Club the other week. They almost knocked over Hawthorn in the wet at the MCG. So, but I think we've got to understand that Treloar was out for them, and Canelio, who are very good players, and Patton, the tall forward, was out as well. So they're really building. They could have easily won 6 games for the year. I think they're right on track. They'll continue to grow. They're really well coached. But for us, for where we're aspiring to be, it was important that we put on a strong performance.
Been up for 8 wins in a row now. Is the bye coming at a good time for you? In a couple of weeks' time, players starting to think they might need that rest mentally and physically.
I haven't thought about it. No, we manage them really well. So all I'm thinking about is the review and our week, get through healthy, and then planning heavily for St Kilda. So I'll deal with the bye when it comes. We'll take it. We've got no control over it. But certainly, you're right. At this time of year, I'll firmly focus on the Saints, but when the bye comes, I think players are happy to take it, with the timing's pretty good, I would think.
Chris Mayne's moving to defence today. Can you tell us about the decision to move him there and how he played down there?
Yeah, well, that's about but that's about building flexibility with our team. He went down against Darling, against West Coast Eagles in one of the derbies, and did really quite well. And we thought, we've had Johnson and McFarlane out for a fair whack, and we played the Eagles. They're really tall. We put Tabernar down there. I wrestled with Mayne all week, and in the end I thought it kept him forward for the pressure. So we discussed this as an opportunity today to put him on a Tomlinson and play down there, and then he had the small. So I think it's a really good experience. It's great for him and for us. So we'll continue with that level of flexibility.
It's a tough question. You probably won't know exactly until Monday, but how serious is the Ibbotson injury as far as...
No, it's a calf injury, so I think it's a few weeks. Yeah, no, we know. We know it's not a week injury. It's probably 3 weeks, if not more. Could be 2, could be 4. It's one of those ones that with calves, because sometimes you can have a positive calf scan with a calf and play. We've had that. So, but it's at a higher level than that. So he'll be. That's not a hard question. He'll be rehabilitated and jump all his KPIs and keep progressing, and we'll see how he goes.
You're probably immersed in the game, but there was a huge roar when Anthony came on.
Yeah, no, it was good. So it's great for. There's a lot of doctors up in Darwin, by the way, so we're thrilled with that. And then today, yeah, the roar when he came on was fantastic. I thought he played strongly. He'll play again next week.
Will you consider him for a starting role next week?
Yeah, we'll certainly consider everyone for a starting role. But, you know, I think to be fair, I think we've really handled Anthony well as a club. You know, I think everyone got ahead of themselves and tried to bully us into picking him, but we pick a team when we're ready, and that all died down. So then Anthony played, so that was nice. And we think we've really progressed him nicely. So, yeah, I think he's more ready for a full game next week than he was this week. So.
How did you see Aptness in his second game?
Yeah, to be fair, my eyes are going all over the field. I'd have to check with Peter Sumich. I thought what he did do is what we know he does. He competes really well. I don't think he took too many clunks. He had a couple of good second efforts, and probably with the supply, probably could have done a little bit more. But I mean, tools take time. So it's been fantastic. He's played 2 pretty much full games now. You know, but we've got some pressure on for spots. Matty De Boer's fantastic appeal. Tommy Sheridan's put his name up. John Griffin was really good. Stephen Hill will be back definitely after the bye, and Luke McFarlane may play next week and be available. So there's some good pressure on from spots, and Tabernar was down there in Crozier. So we've got some pressure building, and so everyone want to keep their end of the bargain up.
You're in the top 2 now, Ross. There's still plenty of time before you get to finals, but a good reward for effort from what the players have put together.
We'd rather be there than not. You know, sort of, you can only do what you can do. So it's a really tough, arduous competition. So Port Adelaide, you know, I think they've lost a few now. So there's just quality coming at you all the time, and at this level, if you're off 5%, you'll get beaten. So ability to sustain effort over a long period has been pleasing, but we've got some significant challenges that lay ahead. You know, certainly in our run home, you know, Hawthorn sit there, Port sit there, Carlton, Geelong. I mean, there's some pretty significant challenges coming our way, and but if you're any good, you've got to accept them and beat them. But it's one week at a time, really.
You've consistently said that you don't have players knocking on your door offering their spots up to teammates, but
that makes sense, doesn't it?
It does make sense. But is there anyone in Peel? Is there any benefit in having a look at some of these guys in Peel over the next few weeks and seeing what they've got to offer?
Well, I think I look around, and we've played a fair few players. Like Matty De Boer's played a fair bit. Tommy Sheridan's played 9 or 10 games, so it's not like people haven't been playing.
Like John Griffin, for example?
Yeah, I think he's one, probably a freako. You're right, but you know, it's funny how these things take care of themselves. Like we finished the game with McFarlane and Ibbotson healthy, but as the week unfolded, they were unhealthy. So sometimes you don't have to plan for it; it just happens. You know, there's not too many that haven't played for us this year.
No injuries?
None that I'm aware of, but that's what I said last week, and that was truthful. And then you get to Wednesday and you're having scans done and there's soreness, and that's the difficulty of closed-ended statements post-game. That they're really quite difficult to be 100% right, because they cool down and all of a sudden things, you know, those soft tissue injuries are insidious. Sometimes the players don't even know they got them, and when they cool down, they try to move, you have them. So that's why we're always on edge. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ross.